So we've got an interesting thing going on. The meals are going in here, and people do prefer those. They're actually going into the freezer and eating them in the freezer. So I'm almost thinking about popping a door in here and making a room with a table and everything, so they just have a place to sit and eat. Although they do seem to just be eating it in the freezer, so I guess they're not going to go. I would be adding some distance for them to travel. If they don't mind eating inside, maybe I shouldn't worry about it myself. Now you can see that the simple meal is stacking up here. I'm kind of considering doing a separate stockpile for that. Let's see, zone, and we're gonna go stockpile, and I think maybe we'll do this room in here and check this out. Storage. Let me minimize this first. Let's see. We're gonna kill pretty much all this stuff. Say no to everything there. And let's see, we do want meals, we don't want raw food. Okay. Let's see, nope, we need that on. So meals, simple, fine. Okay, so cool. That's exactly what I'm looking for right there. So this will focus on the meals that are actually meals versus the raw food. And I'm gonna actually look at this one more time. Nutrient paste meal. Interesting. Anyway, we'll go ahead and leave that. And then we're going to jump back over to here and turn off meals, essentially. So that we just have the raw food, right? Meat and everything, right. So all the raw stuff stays in here. And then the finished stuff should get moved over. Yeah, there we go. Weem is on it. Wait, now he's just going to eat it, isn't he? Okay. Anyway, we've got 5 meal there. Fohammer's kind of working away. We can actually jump in here really quick. So now he's down to 4. Started at 10. I'm going to go ahead and ramp this back up. And we could do infinite and just make tons of simple meal, but I do want to at some point look at making some of the more complex stuff. So I think we'll just add a little bit more there. Should be cool. And let's see, how are we doing? We lost a lot of food in the disaster that we had. I don't even know what that was called. We had some kind of soil disaster. Lost a bunch of our stuff, but it does seem to be coming back pretty good. And like I said, we have a lot of materials up here, a lot of food and everything getting stored away, which is awesome. So very cool. So let's see, we're still under the influence of the psychic drone as well. We have no idea how long that's going to last. We know it had a pretty big negative effect, a negative 15. And I just saw the freezing status effect, so that I guess might be a good reason to have them eat outside of this room. But yeah, it looks like things are pretty well balanced. I mean, negative 15, positive 10. Obviously, we're at a negative 5 there. With things moving around, I don't think it's too big a deal, especially since this probably won't be here long. So our research is almost done for the smelter, and what I'm realizing is that we're going to be working on slag, and so I think I'm gonna need to get the slag kind of in one place. Wherever this smelter is will probably make things easier. So what I'm going to do is designate an area. I was kind of thinking back here, designate an area to kind of stockpile the slag. Maybe actually this is a decent spot for it. I could even mine some more of this out to make some more room. And then that way I can actually make the, what is it called again? The electric smelting. So let's see, electric smelters, of course. We can put an electric smelter nearby. So let's go ahead and jump into here. Let's see, not foods. How about not foods, weapons, chunks? That's what we need. I think that's what we need. Let's see, there we go. Slag chunk. I don't need the stone, I just need the slag. I don't need rotten. So that'll allow slag chunks to be put here. We'll switch this up one and go ahead and close that. So anyway, now we can actually start getting maybe some of this stuff hauled in. And like I said, once we get the electric smelter, then we'll have the resources nearby. Now, this is probably going to be researched relatively soon, maybe before we even have much slag moved, but it's something that I was thinking about and thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do this now. Now, I don't think, can I haul? I think we actually can do that, yeah. So we can select the slag and start getting that hauled around. I do have some nearby where we found the lady before. I think we had some out here. So we could run out and grab that really quick. And I think there's probably another couple laying around here somewhere. So anyway, I'm going to look around for those and get all that moved over. That shouldn't be an issue. We do have some shells here. I did find some nearby. We had a pod crash nearby. So I had somebody go down and pick that. Somebody went up and or went down and got that. And while I was also down in this area, I noticed we had some silver and steel kind of laying over here. So I unflagged that and allowed the guys to come pick that up as well. So anyway, that's very good. It's one of those things like in Rimworld, you just kind of have to look around sometimes. Like you'll see these materials out here. So I could basically hit this guy, make it not forbidden, so they'll actually come get that stuff as well. Probably not a bad idea. Let's just go ahead and do that. We'll hit F. Kind of clears that up. But there's kind of loose materials like that laying around. And of course, when the pods crash or do anything like that, you'll find even more materials nearby. So anyway, there you go. We've already got 3 slag kind of piled up in here. And we just need to get the research done. So I think, where are we at on that guy? 580 out of 600. So very, very close. Did I just hear a shot? That sounded like a shot. It's not what I want to hear right now. But I also have, obviously the food is being made and brought in here. Let's actually see. We got simple meal, very good, potatoes and berries. But if I jump in here, you can see I actually did a bill for fine meal. So that basically takes 5 meat, 5 vegetarian. So my assumption there is that I'll use potatoes. So we had the simple meal set to 10. It's down to 3. So I think that it will jump down into here and start on the cooked meal. Now, of course, I think that's what these arrows are, is to change priority. So we could, or not. I thought that's what this would do. No. I thought maybe it would allow it to rearrange the order as far as priority goes. So I'm not entirely sure what this is, what the up-down arrow is, but that's fine. We'll leave it at that. Oh, you know what? Probably because we had that window open. Let's try again. There we go. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let them finish the simple meals and then go on to the next step up. And we should see that pop over here. So this is all going quite well. As you can see, even more of the cotton coming in. That stuff seems to grow pretty well. Now, one thing I'm not really sure of is you can see if I click on this, is 20% growth. It says it's not growing now. It needs to be brightly lit. I do have the lamp there. But and in fact, I guess I'm not seeing the message now. What's our temperature? 51 degrees. I had a notification that said it wasn't in the proper temperature. So I think when it gets into a certain range of temperature, it just won't grow. So anyway, something to consider with this stuff. But I want to harvest this. I want to turn it into some medical stuff. So we can use it to be healing people. But anyway, that's going to come at some point in the future. It does seem to grow pretty slowly. So hopefully we can get that before August ends. I think we will be able to. 26%. It's only been a couple days, so that shouldn't be an issue. What can we harvest out of here? Not a whole lot. But anyway, yeah. It looks like we haven't had... Who was researching? I think it was Wang. She hasn't been back to research, so I may really turn her focus to that tomorrow to see if we can get that done, because I really want to check out what we can do with this slag. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have as much time as I thought, and you guys, some of you probably already knew this, but when I moused over this, I realized it says there are 14 days in each month, and all of a sudden it became September 1st. It told me, welcome to fall, essentially, so that would be that. We are suddenly now in a time where we are not going to be able to grow any more of this food. So we've got a number of things we can harvest here, fortunately, and obviously we've been building up a good supply. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now, the other thing for me to try and remember is that we can hunt. So that's another source of food, right? We've been making food. So we can at least make simple meals with the meat. So I don't think food is going to be as big of an issue as I was kind of initially concerned about, but we're still going to keep focused on having a lot of it. I want to make sure that we are not kind of forgetting about that. So anyway, we've got this crew from out of town have kind of wandered in here and they're checking the place out. They look like a surly bunch. They got their coats all drawn up close, brandishing their weapons, but I think we're on peaceful terms with these guys. So anyway, should be okay. We're just going to go ahead and Let them do their thing. Let them roam around. They look certainly very well equipped and ready to throw down if I had any kind of crazy thoughts about capturing them. So this isn't a very cool bunch, man. They came in here and started eating my food. They're like taking my food. It's kind of ridiculous. They walked in and just kind of pulled up at the table, started eating. They're just roaming around here. I got to keep an eye on these guys. I think they're going to walk away with my stuff. I'm going to send Fohamner after him with his M16 if need be. But anyway, I was actually looking at some of this stuff, and you can see that when I click on the strawberry plant, you can see we're out of the ideal temperature range, growing at a rate of 80%, and it's going up. Seems to be going up as the temperature goes up, right? Which makes sense. You go into winter, it's not going to grow. But I have a feeling that it could just mean that this stuff grows really slow during winter, or maybe it fully shuts down because the temperature doesn't go up high enough. But I initially thought that basically when September hit, this stuff wouldn't grow anymore since it says May to August. But now what I'm realizing is that that's not necessarily the case. It certainly looks like it's going to continue to grow during September. It's just that it's only going to grow during kind of the warm period. And those warm periods are probably going to get kind of less and less as we go, and then non-existent maybe once we're getting into November and December. So anyway, that's definitely something to consider. We did just finish our research. I can select something else, but let's go ahead and jump in and make the electric smelter. Now I don't know where this is. Let's go ahead and jump in here. There we go. Right off the bat. Electric smelter. Now I thought about putting this outside, but I'm realizing that's probably a really bad idea. That's going to be exactly how we damage this thing. It looks like there's room to kind of build around it though if I put it here. So that's a possibility. I wanted it really close. But if you put it outdoors, that's how this stuff gets damaged. That's why we can't have nice things sometimes. So maybe this room is big enough that I can actually just stick it in here and not worry about it. Maybe this isn't a big deal. I could do this, even if that's blocking that door. We have the other door. I think that we might just go ahead and do this. It's kind of nearby the slag. Let's do that. And then I don't have to worry about it being outside and getting damaged. I don't know if whoever's in this room, looks like Fohamner, he might not be very happy about an electric smelter in here melting down slag in his room. But anyway, we'll see. If for some reason that's some kind of complaint, then we'll go ahead and make a new one and then take that one out. But I want to get that made. I want to see what the slag stuff is all about. And it looks like our visitors are leaving, which is awesome. No more taking of our food. We've only got so much food. Go get your own. Well, we just had a slave trader fly in, so we're definitely going to check that out. And the electric smelter just now finished. So let's go ahead and pause this really quick because I want to spend a little bit of time in here. Let's add a bill. So smelt from metal slag, smelt from weapon. Okay, so you can actually smelt weapons. That's interesting. So let's go to slag and configure this. Use heat and strong electromagnetics to separate useful metal from slag chunks. Work amount 27, so it's going to take 27. It requires 1 slag. Okay. Gotcha. So let's go ahead. 1 slag. What do we have? Are these in quantity here? Are these each 1? Looks like it's each 1. So we're going to go ahead and just do 1 for now and see what that's all about. Take to best stockpile. We're going to say drop on the floor because then we'll just kind of see it here. So that's that. Now, something to kind of note is that we're moving into this kind of colder climate. It's cold outside. The guys are actually complaining about sleeping in the cold. So I may need to hook up one of these guys and to heat the place. Now, one of the things I wondered was, it says that it kicks heat out the backside, and I thought, I wonder if you could kind of bump these up against each other. Like maybe I put a wall here, like kind of right where this tree is, and then I put one below it, and then I pop this open so that the heat exhaust comes in here. Now, I don't think you get to control that, because right now I can just go in here and control the temperature that's spitting out into this area, and I think that's because it's a cooler, right? So basically this is the area that's the kind of the controlled temperature, and this is just exhaust that we don't control. So anyway, I'm kind of thinking that doesn't work that way. If I do that, it's probably not going to help any. So we probably just need to put one of these, put a cooler in, that allows us to kind of change the temperature of this place. But having said that, we essentially would need two. We need one for this guy up here as well. And then, of course, we have the doors, which I think prevents the... yeah, I was doing that before. So how do you heat like a whole area? You know, do you kind of get rid of the doors? I'm not sure. Maybe we don't need the doors. But anyway, let's jump into this really quick. Because I'm kind of trying to remember here what these guys call... Oh, we have the heater. Okay, I absolutely forgot there was a separate heater. Interesting. So these are each 100. They probably work a similar way. Oh, this is just a small little unit. And then you can see it only heats in these certain areas. So it's pretty expensive. 100 per room. We've got basically 5 rooms right now we want to heat. So 500, and we only have 722. Now, again, we could pop doors off, which would probably help. Could open up those doors. Would be interesting. Let's see. I don't think we can actually tell these to be open, right? No. Toggle locked. Let's see. I don't really want to lock them. So anyway, we'll have to play with that. I may... yeah, I'm not really sure what to do there. It's pretty expensive, but anyway, that's probably something we're gonna have to address. I think in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna keep an eye on everybody and see if they're continue to complain or if it gets really bad. I think the penalty wasn't terribly bad. Slept in the cold -5, so it's not too bad. And while we're here looking at him, Fohammer, we can see that he definitely is not happy about being in a cramped environment. So even though there's actually just as much space as everybody else has, in fact, a little bit more. If you don't count this space, he's got 2 more. It doesn't matter. He doesn't like the slag unit being in there. So anyway, that's going to have to be something we change. And why he ate off the ground, I couldn't tell you. I think, actually, you know what? I think it's because they're eating these meals in here. I think we are going to have to grab a table and kind of put it nearby. Make some kind of room in here for them to step into and eat, because that is definitely, it's affecting everyone. As long as there's meals in here, the finished meals, that's where they're going first. So we're going to have to play with that. So we did just complete smelting metal from slag. And is that what Megumi just brought out here? I think she did. Steel. Pretty sure she just carried that out of there, even though I told it to drop. So anyway, that's cool. And it did use 1. So technically we could do 3 more of these. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Config. Yep, looks good. Cool. So we'll get her making some more of those and kick those out. That's really cool. You can take that slag and actually make some steel out of it. Very beneficial.